Dear beloved candidates, welcome to lesson 25. I greet you all in the name of God, Allah, and I know that you're all fine. Let me take you through the corrections for the previous work before we look at lesson 25. The instruction was, change the sentences to reported speech. You were supposed to change the sentences to reported speech or the indirect speech. And question 1 was, Andrew said, I can spell my names correctly. Andrew said is our speech tag. I can spell my names correctly are actual words. So you were required to change it to indirect speech, whereby you had to change it to. Here, we need to change some words because of the time frame. Time changes. So we are going to begin with our proper pronoun, I. Don't forget our speech tag, we are referring to Andrew, who is a he. Then we need to change our modal verb can to could. We have our pronoun my, this adjective, that is, my has to change to his because of Andrew. We are referring to a he. So the answer has to be in indirect speech. Andrew said that he could spell his names correctly. Andrew said that he could spell his names correctly. So we have changed our proper pronoun I to he because you're talking about Andrew. We have changed the can to could because of time. Andrew might have said those words yesterday for you, I reported today. So I have to say, Andrew said that he could spell his names correctly. Might have said those words last week for you, I've reported this week. So time changes. That's why I have to say, Andrew said that he could spell his name correctly. If you got it right, please write letter C beside that question. Let's look at question 2 of the previous work. It reads, this is my dictionary, said Angela. Our actual words are, this is my dictionary. Our speech tag said Angela. How do you change it to reported speech? Somebody said those words, your work is to report. For you, you've reported. But how do you report? Time changes. So there are words which you need to change or which you need to consider or which you need to take note of. So we have to make some changes. We begin by this, that must be changed to that. We have our helping verb is, that must be changed to was. We have our pronoun my, that must be changed to her, because we're talking about Angela, who is a she. So the answer has to be, Angela said that was her dictionary. You may wonder, why do we have pronouns that twice? The first that is a conjunction. The second that is the word that has begun our actual words. So the answer has to be, Angela said that was her dictionary. Or we can have another option, another answer that says, Angela said that dictionary was hers. In this sentence, you may wonder, you may say that this dictionary belongs to Angela. If it's not a fact, that's why I would say Angela said that was her dictionary. But if it's a fact, we have to say Angela said that this is her dictionary. If it's a fact, take a note of that. But if it's not a fact and we consider the time, we have to say Angela said that was her dictionary. Or Angela said that dictionary was hers. Take a note of that. You'll look at the facts. But if it's not a fact, we have to say Angela said that was her dictionary. Looking at the guidelines we gave you. I have a question 3 that reads, I must write a letter to my mother today, said the girl. Take a note of the words that must be changed. If you have changed the sentence to reported speech, we have our I that we are going to change to she, because we have our speech tag which refers to a girl. We have must, which is in the present, that must be changed to had to. It's not a fact, remember that. And then we have my as a pronoun, which must change to her. So the answer in reported speech has to be, The girl said that she had to write a letter to her mother that day. You were with him and you were with her, you were with her and you heard what she said. You heard what she spoke. So if you are to report, that means you have to make some changes and say, the girl said that she had to write a letter to her mother that day. Maybe she had a reason why she had to do it. So you need to make some changes when you're reporting, when you're changing the sentence to indirect speech, what we call the reported speech. That's why you have to make some changes in some modal verbs, adverbs of time, adverbs of place, our helping verbs, pronouns. And the answer is that. If you got it right, write letter C beside it. If you got it wrong, write letter W and make the correction. Question 4 was, bring your book here, Ruth, said the teacher. Bring your book here, Ruth, said the teacher. You were with Ruth and you heard what the teacher told her. For you, you're reporting it to another person. Maybe the teacher said these words last week. For you, you are reported this week. That means there's time frame. Time has changed. That's why the answer has to be, what did the teacher tell Ruth? What did the teacher say? For your work is to report or change the statement to indirect speech. So the answer has to be, the teacher told Ruth to take her book there. Bring your book here. Those were the teacher's words. Ruth, said the teacher. What did the teacher tell Ruth? What did the teacher say? The correct form has to be, the teacher told Ruth to take her book there. Take a note of the word bring. The actual words, the person speaking then has to use bring. Bring my food. Bring your book. Bring that chair here. What have you been told? What were you told? You have to say, I was told to take that book there. So what did the teacher tell Ruth? The teacher told Ruth to take her book there. Because we have our here. In the actual words, for you have to say here. I'm sitting here. Where was Star sitting? Star was sitting there because you are reporting. So the answer has to be, the teacher told Ruth to take her book there. Take a note of bring, take a note of the pronoun your, take a note of the adverb of place here. So our bring has changed to take, our your has changed to her, and here has changed to there since you're reporting. You're reporting what somebody said. You don't need to repeat it to repeat the same word. You need to make some changes. And say the teacher told Ruth to take her book there. So we have our question 4, which reads, Benta said, we usually prepare for holidays from home. Beg your pardon? Benta said, we usually prepare for holidays from home. These were Benita's words. Now, if you are to report, you need to say the same words, you need to make some changes because of time frame. Time has changed. And if Benta might have said the words last Sunday, and if for you, you have put it Monday or Tuesday, so you need to make some changes. Let's take a note of, we have our speech tag, which is Benita. We have our pronoun, that is first person plural, we, which we must change to they, or Benita talked on behalf of other people who are at her home. So we have changed our we to they. Our adverb usually remains. We have our main verb prepare, which must change to prepared. That's all. So what did Benta say? What did she say? So the answer has to be, Benta said that they usually prepared for holidays from home. Maybe she no longer gets holidays, and she used to do that. So you are just reporting what you heard from Benita. So you have to say, Benta said that they usually prepared for holidays from home. Maybe Benta is now a mother. Maybe Benta is now a businesswoman. So you're reporting what you heard from her. So you have to say, Benta said that they usually, maybe with her sisters, maybe with her brothers, they usually prepared. Time has changed. You have to have time frame. They usually prepared their holidays from home. Maybe, and now they stopped. Take a note of that. If it's a relevant fact, we have to say, Benta said that they usually prepare for holidays from home. But this statement tells us that she stopped, and for you are reporting what Benta used to do. So the answer has to be, Benta said that they usually prepared for holidays from home. If you are to report what Benta said. Let's look at question 6. That reads, I may not come to school today. Who said so? Said the lazy boy. We have many of them, but in our school we don't have lazy boys. We have those who are serious with their studies. So take note of some words. We have a proper pronoun I, and of course I know you know what to do. I have a modal verb may that we must change to might. We have the main verb come. In the actual words, when the person speaking, then who has to use come. I may not come. Then we have our today. Another verb time, today. Then we have to change it to that day. I've said we begin with our proper pronoun I. We are referring to a boy, we are going to change it to he. We have our modal verb may, which we are going to change to might. We have our main verb come. Since for you are reporting, you will not use come. You're not going to use come. You're going to change come to go. Since you're reporting what the lazy boy has said to another person. So you're going to change today to that day. And the answer is, the lazy boy said that he might not go to school that day. What did the lazy boy say? Maybe you're reporting it to the teacher. Maybe you're reporting it to the neighbor. What did the lazy boy say? What did you hear from him? The lazy boy said that he might not go to school that day. What did he say? That's what he said. That he might not go to school that day. Take a note of that. That's what he said. I heard from him that he might not go. That's what he said. So that is the answer. If it's a fact, you are sure, oh, maybe said that's what he said. He may not go. He may not go, and I'm sure that he will do that. But if you have to make it any, it's not correct for you. You have to put and say the lazy boy said that he might not go to school that day. So we have question 7. It says, it reads, Harriet said, I do not want to eat mukene. These were Harriet's words. If you have to report them to somebody, you heard what Harriet said, you have to say, what did Harriet say? Because of said, you have to say, Harriet said that she didn't want to eat mukene. That's what you heard from her. Your work is to report. You don't need to repeat the word don't. You have to make some changes. Since she said those words last year or last month, or you have reported in May. So you have to say, Harriet said that she didn't want to eat mukene. That's what she said. That's what you heard from Harriet. Let's look at the last activity. That's question, which reads, these are our items, say the children. These are children's words. You heard them saying those words. For if you have to report, take a note of the word, the pronoun these, that we are going to change to those. Have the helping verb al, which we are going to change to al. We are going to change our to there. So the answer is, the children said that those were their items. If you have to report, if it's not a fact, but if let's assume that it's a fact, you have to say, what did the children say? The children said that those are their items. If it's a fact, take a note of that. And if it's not a fact, you are just reporting somebody, I change it to right speech, I have to say, the children said that those were their items. If it's not a fact, but if it's a fact, you have to report the head and say the children said that those are their items. If it's a fact and reporting it to somebody, don't tamper with them. They said that those are their items. But it's not a fact you heard from them. You have to say, the children said that those were their items. Maybe they were deceiving. That's what you have to say, if it's not a fact. The children said that those were their items. For if you got those numbers correct, looking at the guidelines you are given, changing sentences from direct to indirect speech, and that's what you did, please give yourself a high five, or let somebody give you a high five if you got those questions correctly. So let's go to our today's activity. I want to look at the present continuous tense. If you are given sentences in direct speech, which are in present continuous tense, and you change it to indirect speech, what are you supposed to do? You have to take a note of this. The present continuous tense, which is the present continuous tense, must be changed to past continuous tense. Oh, I said this tense changes to past continuous tense when changing sentences to reported speech. If the sentence is in present continuous tense of direct speech, take note of this. The present continuous tense changes to past continuous tense. The present continuous tense changes to past continuous tense, following our guidelines we gave you yesterday. Let's look at our examples, dear candidates. Example 1 says, I'm coming to school now, said Anna. These are Anna's words. I'm coming to school now, said Anna. You heard Anna saying these words. Now, if you are to report what Anna said, you have to make some changes. And what are these changes? Take note of the proper pronoun I. We have the helping verb am. Take note of the main verb coming. And take note of our adverb time now. We took you through all those, how they change from direct to indirect speech. So the answer has to be, who said these words? Anna, for your reporting. Anna said that she was going to school then. We have our speech tag. We have our conjunction, which is that. We have the person who said, Anna, the she. We have changed the coming to going. Then we have changed now to then. Take a note of that, candidate. So the answer is, Anna said that she was going to school then, because for you, you have just reported what Anna said. What did she say? What did you hear from him? She said that she was going to school then. The time I saw her, the time I was her, she said that she was going to school then. Take a note of that. For her, she said, I'm coming. She told you, I'm coming. She said, I'm coming. For you, when you're reporting, you don't need to bring back the word coming. Coming has to be changed to going. She said that she was going to school then. Let's look at the second example, which reads, the market vendor said, I'm sleeping here at my stall now. These are the words of the market vendor. You heard her. These were her words. Now, for you, if you have to report what the market vendor said, you need to make some changes. Time has changed. We have our I, we have the helping verb am, I have here, and I have now. So since I'm talking about the market vendor, you have not specified, and the market vendor might have been a man, might have been a woman. So you are free to say he or she. I'm going to change my proper pronoun, I to he, or you can change it to she. I'm going to change my am to was. I'm going to change here, adverb of time to there. Then now, it's also adverb of time to then. Here changes to there, now changes to then. So the answer has to be, what's your answer? The answer is, the market vendor said that she was sleeping there at her stall then. That time you saw her. So that's why I've reported today. You have to make some changes. That time she said that she was sleeping at her stall then. So the answer is, the market vendor said that she was sleeping there at her stall then. Take a note of that. That's what she said. I'm sleeping here at my stall now. For you have come to report, you have reported this. So I have to say, what did the market vendor say? What did she say? Because of said, the market vendor said that she was sleeping there at her stall then. Because of said, take note of that said. That means the tense has changed. Let's look at example 3, which reads, my mother is bringing her car to your garage now, John, Musa said. Who has said these words? Whose words are these? These are Musa's words. To whom was he talking? He was talking to John, who has been talking to John. My mother is bringing her car to your garage now, John, Musa said. Who said these words? Musa. And Musa, to whom was Musa talking? Or to Musa has been talking? Musa has been talking to John. Musa has been telling John. So we need to make some changes. If you are to report what Musa said, we have our pronoun my. We have Musa. Take note of the gender. We are going to change my to his. We have the helping verb is, which we are going to change to was. We have our main verb bringing. Take note of that. Our guidance said bring or bringing changes to taking. We have our yo, which we are going to change to her, haka. Then now we are going to change it to then. So the answer is, what did Musa say? What did Musa tell John? Musa told John that his mother was taking her car to his garage then. Why was Musa's mother taking her car? Musa's mother was taking her car to Johnny's garage. And this is what Musa told John. Musa told John that his mother was taking her car to his garage. Then who was the owner of the garage? The garage belongs to John or belongs to John. So the answer has to be, since you are reporting, what did Musa say? Musa said that, or Musa told John that his mother was taking her car to his garage. Then take note of that. Take note of the pronoun, take note of the helping verb, our main verb, the adverb of time, take note of that. We have changed them to our, my to his, our is to was, our bringing to taking. Then we change our adverb of time, which is now to then. So that is our answer. Let's look at the last example, which reads, Mrs. Pandemic said, my brother is suffering from coronavirus now. Let me read it. Mrs. Pandemic said, my brother is suffering from coronavirus now. These are Mrs. Pandemic's words. For you, if you are to report what Mrs. Pandemic said, what are you supposed to do? You need to make some changes. Take a note of some words, which we gave you in our guidelines. We know how my must be changed. According to the gender, we have Mrs., who is a she. We have is, that must be changed to am. We have now adverb of time that must be changed to then. Now for you are to report, you are change the statement to indirect speech or reported speech. And what you're supposed to do. So the answer has to be, now that you have guessed it, says who said these words? Mrs. Pandemic. And for you, your work is to report. So you have to say, Mrs. Pandemic said that her brother was suffering from coronavirus then. The time you heard her saying those words, the brother was suffering from coronavirus. Maybe this time he's now recovered. He's now okay. For you are reporting what Mrs. Pandemic said. So you have to say, what did Mrs. Pandemic say? Mrs. Pandemic said that her brother was suffering from coronavirus then. So, beloved candidates, I thank you very much. And I know that you will do the activity very well, following the guidelines we have given you. Have a good time.